Welcome back to Mom's Work. Summer is here, which means that many of us are spending our days at pools, beaches, lakes, splash pads, and anywhere we can to cool off. Water brings so much fun for families, but it also comes with an important responsibility, making sure that our children know how to stay safe. So today I'm joined by Erica Kowal, wife, mom of three, and owner of Big Blue Swim Schools in Paoli, and you just told me three other places that you can mention in a moment. Erica is here to talk about why learning to swim is such an important life skill, how children can become safer and more confident around water, and what parents should know about drowning prevention. We're also talking about the fun side of summer water days, favorite pool and beach gear, snacks, games, packing hacks, and all the little things that make a day by the water easier for families. Erica, thanks so much for joining me.
Hi, good morning. Thanks so much for having me.
And
It's such a pleasure to join you.
such a pleasure to have you. And why don't you tell the listeners a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I'm Erica Kowal. I'm a local mom of three. We attend a local school district here. My journey into Big Blue is kind of a unique story. I was a teacher for Philadelphia School District, and then I turned into a stay-at-home mom, which I thought was just going to be my final step in career here. And the driving factor to get into Big Blue is we were at a different place and I did not feel that they were meeting the needs of my children. This was many years ago when they were 4 and 2. Those two older ones are now 11 and 9. And I just knew we could do something better for our community. I knew we could do something better for our families. Given that I was a teacher and I have a master's in education and childhood development, I knew we could tap into children and get each swimmer doing their best swim in their sense. We know not every learner does things by the books. So it gives this opportunity to really look at our swimmer and say, okay, well, maybe this is just the way Kristin swims, and we're going to build the best and most successful way for Kristin to have water safety. That's my teacher brain that goes off
Yeah.
in this. On top of that, my sister-in-law is a silver medalist in the 200 breaststroke in the
Oh,
2000.
wow.
Yeah, so
I'm sorry, in what
in the 2000 games, in the Sydney
Wow.
games. Yeah.
Okay.
So she's also a teacher. So we come together a lot and talk about different ways to develop our curriculum, better ways to support our families. So not only are what I consider the best swim school around, we are super focused on families, child development, and creating the safest way to be around water for your swimmer.
That's wonderful. And it's such a peace of mind for parents too. I know I've had those like, the middle of the night thoughts when you're like, they don't
Yeah.
know how to swim. And tell a lot of I mean, my listeners are worldwide, but a lot are in the Philadelphia area. So you were just telling me you have the swim school in Paoli, and then where are the other three?
Yep. So this is our first location in the Paoli area where I'm at right now. We have three other locations, one in Fairless Hills, Bucks County by Sesame Place. We have one Cherry Hill, New Jersey, right by the Cherry Hill Mall. And then my fourth store that just opened about 2 months ago in the Springfield, Delaware County, right by the Morton train station.
Okay, so you've got it all covered.
We're getting there.
We've
Yeah,
got the Philadelphia area
got
covered.
the Philadelphia market covered.
And what do you love most about, you kind of touched on it, but working with children and families? I feel like that teacher, like you can take a teacher out of the classroom, right?
Yeah, she took me out of the classroom and
True.
put me in a
True.
pool. That's basically
There
what
you go.
happened. Yeah, for me, the passion that I have is driven for that child development at any age, at any stage. We've grown a lot here at Big Blue. We used to just do typical lessons, and now we've expanded into providing adaptive lessons,
Interesting.
underswim angelfish. We also do adult lessons, and we
Oh,
provide
wow.
a junior swim team. So we're
Okay.
not just a learn to swim facility. We kind of, just like my expanding stores, we cover any need that you could have. That is from a learn to swim to get comfortable in the water to developing a technical based swimmer to go to a swim team.
And based on Big Blue, you said that you're the franchise owner. Do you have I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. You have permission from them to kind of do what you want.
Yeah, so one thing I super love about Big Blue is they are open to any and all suggestions to make it
Okay.
better. I think out of all the franchise owners, I am the only one coming from a background in education. So
Okay.
they lean on me for how to get a better curriculum based
Interesting.
on age and development and what that should look like in a bucket for kids of 3 to 5 should look
Hmm.
different from a kid that's 6 to 9, that should look different from a child who's 12
For
or a
sure.
3 month old. This, we have to be accommodating to the need of the swimmer and the developmental approach that best fits them.
So if a parent or a family had a specific need,
Mhm.
they could approach you and say, hey,
We will.
this is our situation.
Yep. We have
That's
swimmers
wonderful.
that are like, hey, we just really need some focus on breaststroke. Great, let's book some private lessons in breaststroke and we'll get you back to where you need to be. We have swimmers that have come to us with severe anxiety and fear of water, and we'll book some private sessions and
Yeah.
we'll work on just focusing on that safety aspect and getting that swimmer comfortable, not only with going with a swim instructor, but getting in the pool and learning that we're safe.
Yeah.
We see a lot of our adult classes. It's not just learn to swim, it's overcoming a fear of
Interesting.
being in the water.
That's
Mm-hmm.
interesting. I didn't know you did the adult swim, but I can see where that would be. I mean, you do come
Yeah.
across adults who are like, oh, I never learned how to swim. And you can see where it would be like sort of scary as an
It's
adult.
very scary. A lot of our parents are, their swimmers are here, and then
Yeah.
they have this reality like, well, my child's learning to swim, but
They
I
don't
don't
know
know how
how.
to swim. So
Hmm.
how am I going to help? So
Right.
we, and that's another goal of ours, is to have more increased family time.
Yeah.
When you go on vacation or you're in the Caribbean or you're at the beach or you're at that pool party, you don't want anyone to feel left out and you want to be able to participate as a whole
Right.
group.
Right. That's wonderful. That's great, great service. And as a mom and a business owner, and now that you're in four different locations, what would you say? What is the age span of your children?
So I have a 11, 9, and a 6-year old.
Okay. So what would you say is one of your biggest challenges when it comes to managing your pools and your stores and also your children?
I'm pretty sure every mom in the history of moms is going to agree.
Yes.
It's
Uh-huh.
the management of time and feeling that you don't have enough to give,
Never enough. Yeah.
because you can put yourself 100% into one, but something's being neglected. And that forever pool of, am I doing enough? Are my kids getting enough of me? Is the business getting enough of me?
Hmm.
And that constant feeling of can
Yeah.
I make sure all of my plates keep spinning and taking care of myself? And I mean, we're all moms at the end of the day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I had a mom say if I had a superpower, I would pause time. And I was like,
Yeah,
that's amazing. She was like, and not that whole like, so my children can stay the same age.
no,
She's like, I literally want to pause it in the middle of the
yeah.
day so I have 6 extra hours. And then I was like, that's a good one.
It is. And
Yeah.
like from what I've learned is time is the most precious commodity. And when I'm not locked into Big Blue, or I'm not here on shift, or I'm not doing something like this, I try very hard to separate
Yeah.
and have my children know that I'm focused solely on them.
Yeah.
Feels balanced if I have to step back into work, which I'm sure every mom ever is
But
feeling.
it's always like ticking in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
And I'm sure when you're at work, you're thinking about your kids
Oh
and
yes, and the sacrifices that working moms have to make was
yeah.
something I had to learn since I was a stay-at-home mom. I had the
Mm-hmm.
luxury of just being everywhere all the time, and the vacation
Right.
and the PTO and all the things that were normal. But
Yeah.
now the separation that needs to happen is probably the hardest working mom perspective that I didn't have before.
Mm.
And the appreciation and respect I have for everyone that's balancing it, working or not working.
Yeah.
It's, you just have to find the time, slow it down, and
Yeah.
make it count.
Do what you can.
Yeah.
I know that Big Blue is open at in the evenings too. So are you typically at one of your stores at all times? Because
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
nighttime is tough
Mhm.
too. I mean, to not be home.
Yep. So the hours for our operation are very convenient for our families since we're opened after school and the weekends.
Not so much for the owner
Not so much for the
with her
working.
own children. Yeah.
Yes. But my children have demonstrated such resilience
Mhm.
and growth from doing this. And my perspective has changed over the years, but I'm very proud of my children. And I think they're seeing that, hey, you want something in life, you've got to work for it.
Mhm.
You've got to make a sacrifice. You've got to, find that grit and dig deep and get out of bed
Right.
if you don't want to. And it's,
And I think we often feel guilty for it, and to our kids, it's just becomes normal. Like I was talking to Melissa and Doug last week,
Yeah,
and she was like, I wasn't there for anything. Like I was not, she's like, I wasn't. I was in China, I was in Europe, and she's like, and you know what? My kids are
they're
fine.
fine.
Like
It's,
they're
they're gonna
fine,
be okay.
and you fed because there was somebody there for them and somebody taking care of them, even from
Right.
afar. She's like, I had all the things in place and my children were being taken care of. And I'm like,
Right.
it's a good thing to remember that, it's okay if
Yeah,
you're not there every single night and it
yeah.
is what it is.
And I think having a daughter, and I know it's this and it's boys versus girls, but I
Yeah.
think especially having a daughter, I want her to see that you can have it all
Hmm.
and be all that you want to be and change and grow and still have really strong core family time and values.
Hmm.
And also for my three children, watching from myself and my husband, how
Yeah.
this family made us stronger, even through every kind of obstacle we have gone
Right.
through.
Right.
We are still trucking along and making it work and
And it
finding.
teaches them, like you said, like you've got to work for it and life doesn't come easy and things if you want it, it's gonna come with bumps and bruises, but it's worth it.
It's
So
worth it, and you
worth
just
it.
gotta find the joy in the day and kind of keep moving.
And you know what? Maybe sometimes not being home for dinner and homework, not the worst thing in the world. You need me to come take a shift? No.
No, I said the other day, I was like, wow, everyone listens to me here. Because
Huh, I say that about school. Like the children in my classroom listen to me. My own children are like, "Mom." So
I'm,
yeah, pluses and minuses. All right.
uh-huh.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing more about the swimming and drowning prevention and all of that. But first, let's talk about a win and a challenge that we both had this week. Would you like to start? And do you want to do a win or a challenge?
I'm whatever you, I'm good. I'm game.
Let's
So,
start with a win. Go ahead. Give us a
okay,
win.
yeah. So we had a inside Big Blue win. We had a swimmer that has just been very, very afraid
Mm,
to get in.
hmm.
This is some water trauma happened at a previous experience. They
Okay.
dunked the kid and he wasn't ready. And after lots of conversation with the parents and matching them up with the right instructor, the swimmer was finally able to get in, come off
Wow.
the wall with assistance, and actually put their face in on their
Oh,
time. Like they put their face in. We will
yeah.
not push anyone in the pool.
Right.
For me, those are the moments I live for
Yeah.
because I say to my staff all the time, this is a job for you, but you're a core memory for someone else.
Hmm. Whether it's going to be good or bad,
Good
like
or
you were
bad,
saying
like
in the other place, it was bad.
yeah. So it's that to me, those are the little moments that keep driving me forward and making it all worthwhile.
And you know that you're making a difference in that child's life because again, like we said, swimming is so fun, but swimming is so dangerous. So if you're able to teach that child the fun of it while also being safe,
Yep.
that's a lifelong thing that they'll take with them. So,
We always say it's safe, fun, and then effective. Because if
mhm.
you don't feel safe, you can't have fun. If you don't have fun, there's an
You're not going to learn how to
impossibility that
do
we're
it.
going to not be able to teach you.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. Well, that's great. I'm sure you see little
Yeah,
moments like that every day or at least every week.
yeah, I love it. It's what gets me. It keeps me going with my motivation.
It's exciting. And my win is that last night, my husband and my kids and I went over to a friend's house for dinner, and there were maybe four families there. And the kids are old enough now and the people whose house we went to have older kids, a 12-year-old and a 10-year-old, and they just played. And we sat
Yeah,
on the deck and had dinner and talked. And the kids, and I mean, I'm coming off of my kids are 7 and 9, so
yeah,
they
similar, yeah.
for very long, like they would play, but it would either be my husband or myself standing in the yard, like, let me just keep an eye on this. And we could see them. We were on the deck and, but there were kids younger than them and they kind of took, and I was like, you're the big kids here. So, there are kids older than you. And it's just so fun when kids get together like that. It reminds me of like my childhood when you would just play and it was dark outside and they're like, we're playing and they were running all over the yard, and it was a really nice night, and it was just fun. It was like old school.
No.
And I sat on the deck the whole time. At one point, I was like, "Has anybody seen my daughter lately?" And that's very much not me. I'm very like, like safety first and neurotic, but I just kind of knew they were fine and they're old enough, and they would come in and be like, "We need a drink," or "Can we have this?" Or but they were like, "That was so much fun." So it was a nice win for all of
I
us.
know we were similar at the beach last week with my in-laws. It was
Yeah, of
like they just went and they were able to like play in the ocean. And I mean, like we were supervising and watching, but
course.
there was no more like hand holding while we jumped the waves. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
we can just like go in front of a lifeguard and like
right.
you're
Be
going to
okay.
be safe. Like,
The advantage of your mother owning a
I
swim
know, I
school,
was like,
right? You better be able to swim.
yeah, co yeah.
This is what we've been planning for. And how about your challenge?
Ah, see, I try to keep life in perspective that even on the hard day, it's a good day.
Yeah.
Personal challenge this week. I lost my dad about 3 years ago,
Oh, I'm
and
sorry.
it's his birthday, and
Okay.
it just it's life.
It's a
We
tough
all
day.
we all have had things that we had to go through. So those challenges are hard personally when you carry a lot, and then you
Mm-hmm.
have to put on your boss babe face and
Right.
get through a day.
Right. And I feel like those days, those anniversaries and those
Yeah.
birthdays, they're just more top of mind.
Yeah.
And it's just
But
kind of,
those are like the nothing big blue challenging. I love it all. I've learned to love the ebbs and flows and even the hard days. I mean, we had an incident yesterday where someone had an accident in the pool and we had to close
Whoops.
down.
Yeah. How often does that happen?
Not
Hopefully
very
not
often.
often.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not very often. And it happens and it's kids and
Hmm.
I mean it's warm water.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
It's a judgment free zone. So I just try to take those with a grain of salt and
Yeah.
go with the ebbs and flows. But yeah, I think on a personal side,
Literally,
yeah,
literally
right,
sometimes.
yeah. I think like as all of us moms, we carry a lot, and also then having to put on your work face and your wife face and your daughter-in-law face and your all the things, and you're just tired and want to take a nap on a beach somewhere.
Hmm.
That's not
And
happening.
sometimes you don't have time to be sad because you
No,
have to
you
be all
don't.
of these other things or,
That's
whatever
what
it is.
I said. Yeah, yeah. When I was like, "Oh, I don't have time to cry today. I'll just do that later."
I'll do it on my drive from here to
Yeah,
there and at the grocery store. And yeah, there's no time for crying.
yeah,
There's no
no
crying and
time.
swimming.
That's how we all are. I feel like we all just
You
put
just
the
kind of pick it up and keep going.
you put the needs of others before yourself, and
And maybe in some situations that's actually better.
I
Maybe.
think that
I don't
yeah.
know. There's not a lot of time to like dwell on yourself. So,
We'll
and
do that
Arch,
when the kids are in college.
there you go. We'll all sit and cry for the year, for the first year, and then they'll come home. We'll be like, "Oh, I think you should go back to school."
Yes, I know.
We're used to having the house to ourselves. And my challenge is my daughter is 7, and I was talking on another episode about how she's just having like big feelings this summer, and I don't really know. She's a big feeling kind of girl, but it's very like eggshelly right now. Like I feel like, at the drop of a hat, she like loses her mind, but she's especially having a problem with going to bed at night, and she's saying like she has slept in her own room her entire life. And she loves to sleep. She goes to sleep, but for the last week or two, she gets real kind of clingy when it's time for bed, and she's like, I just don't want to be in here by myself. I'm lonely. I'm scared. I want somebody to sleep with me. So
Yeah,
what we've been doing is I'm like, well, you can sleep on the floor in our bedroom or you can sleep in your bed. Because I was like, I don't want her to, she wants to sleep with us. And we never really, and
yeah,
neither, not here nor there, we never did that with our kids. We would go to their bed and sleep with them when they were older, just to get them in the habit of being in their own bed. But we don't want to like develop a habit one way or the other on that at this point in time. So I'm like, you can sleep in your own bed by yourself, or you can sleep on our floor. And she's like a body pillow, and she'll like angrily come in and throw that pillow on the ground and lay down on it. And I'm like, okay, so I don't know. My father-in-law died about a month ago. Um,
yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. And like my husband was talking to her and he was like, "Are you sad about Opa?" Like he's like, "Do you think she has abandonment issues?" I was like, I don't know if she's just kind of like going through a little something right now, but
Yeah, I
ooh,
think like that 7 to 9 year old bucket is hard because they're changing from being this baby to this little human. And
Hmm.
like my 9-year-old does the same thing. Like he'll want to still kind of like feel like a baby.
Hmm.
And but then you look at this huge human and
And I'm
you're
like,
like,
why are
you're
we doing this? Like,
8 pounds.
you've been
Yeah,
sleeping in a bed
I
for,
know.
5 years.
And I just remind myself that they'll grow and they're going to leave us and they're going to get married and
That's
they're
what I
going to have their
said.
own life. And I'm just going to take this time why I have it because
Yeah.
people change. They
And I
will.
said, she's not going to sleep on our floor like in sixth
Oh,
grade. My husband was like, hopefully. I was like, hopefully. I said, and if she does, she does. I said, but
yes, she does.
it's
But
just,
you have to give yourself a pat on the back that you've created such a loving and caring space for her that she knows that there's options
she
for her.
can do it, I guess. Although at like 9:45 when she's still arguing, it's not always so loving.
No, it's not.
Like, go to sleep. But no, I was like, okay, so and I don't know that she can articulate whatever it is that's bothering her. So I'm like, so we'll just kind of just ride this wave. So
Ride it out. My
ride it out.
9-year-old went through some health issues last year and he was hospitalized for asthma multiple times.
Oh, I'm
And
sorry.
similar, he's like just wants to be connected. Well, I had to start sleeping with him because like he couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
But
Details.
and I, you know,
Yeah.
with a hand on the chest.
Yeah.
That just really kind of created a codependency. So I feel you on that. And you
Yeah, it's hard. And I'm always like, let's just go to sleep. Like, I don't care what the situation, like I'm a big fan of sleep. So I'm kind of like, whatever's gonna do it, let's just
yeah,
all go to sleep.
it's a phase. It will change and
And I don't know, like maybe she's already starting to worry about the new school year. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what goes on inside their little brains. But anyway.
I know.
All right, let's go back to talking about learning to swim and drowning prevention. And I know that, God forbid, when you hear about it happening in the summer, people always say like drowning is silent and children drown with their parents literally 6 inches away from them and all of those things. And I think it is one of those things that every parent wakes up in the middle of the night and is scared to death of. So let's talk about, I mean, other than the obvious, why swimming is such an important life skill for kids and what you wish more parents understood about sort of water safety and drowning prevention.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, given the obvious, swim lessons save lives. I mean, that's just like, you know, even if you, so what I've learned is that everyone has a different definition of what a swimmer is. We have
Okay.
we have parents who are like, oh, we can go off the diving board and my kid can make it to the wall. So he's a swimmer. And I'm like, well, that's not really a swimmer.
Okay.
Or we have parents who are like, well, they're on a swim team. Well, swim team doesn't really teach you continuously how to swim in a
Okay.
technical sense. They're just running laps and working on this overall. So everyone has an idea of what a swimmer is.
Okay.
For us at a very bare basic old beginner level, we want to make sure we're instilling a distance stamina based in curriculum in your swimmer. So
Okay.
in an emergency situation, you have learned to move your body to safety.
Got it.
Unlike other programs, you float on your back or you do other things. Like those things are all amazing. We
Hmm.
want you on your back, but we need you to learn how to kick your legs to scoot you to the safe place.
Right.
With your comment about how drowning is silent, it's not the movies. There's no splashing water. There's no help, help, help.
Hmm.
Swimmer, you just sadly go down
Hmm.
and it's silent. And a lot of the incidents where you hear about that at a party or a social gathering is because there's an assumption that someone's watching.
Hmm.
So for my family, we started this high five practice. It kind of came from Big Blue because we're huge on high fives and positive reinforcement. So if we're at the beach, a pool, or anywhere there's water, if one of my kids wants to get in, they have to come and high five one of us. And if
Oh,
I'm
okay.
high fived, I know I'm the designated water watcher, and it's
Okay.
my job to watch the kids.
Okay.
Right? If they high five my sister-in-law, she's on deck. That means like I can kind of know that someone else is watching. Obviously, I'm still going to watch, but even when there's a lifeguard present,
Yeah.
a parent or deemed responsible guardian should always be labeled that water watcher, and it's your responsibility to make sure you've got eyes on those kids.
Hmm.
And I think my teacher brain, I'm like counting heads, right? 1, 2, 3.
Hmm. Yeah, where are they? There they are. Do you
And
see
then we're
them?
at a pool with our friends and they're like, hey, I got to run to the bathroom, could you watch my kids? I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, over and over and over again. Yeah.
And that's even in a pool you can stand in, it can happen at any time, a slip, a fall, an accident. So one, even in a basic sense, swim lessons save lives. if you've got a kiddo who you're deeming a swimmer, I can only strongly suggest to come and do a trial with us, because I can show you a different level of swimming that
Interesting.
you maybe don't have the knowledge yet.
Okay.
Other swim programs, we've taken kids who have graduated and put them in our pool, and they could not make it through 30 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Our
So you're saying that some programs teach kids to save themselves, which is very important, but
beautiful. We love it.
you have to, yes, you can float on your back and yes, you can tread water, but if there's not somebody there in the next 2 minutes to save you,
Yep.
your program is teaching how to then get yourself to safety, where another program might just be you just keep treading water,
Yeah. Or
but
you
that might not
float.
actually help you. Yeah.
You can only float for so long.
Right. Right.
Yep. You can only tread for so long. The reason I believe in Big Blue so much is the curriculum.
Hmm.
And it's like I was saying, it's not a lot of thrills, but it works. It's
Yeah.
driven. It's proven to take kids from point A to point B at regardless of what stage you're at. So for me, that distance piece is huge, and learning how your body functions in the water is going to help save lives. We focus on breath control.
Okay.
We do something called a balloon face, which is basically you just blow up your cheeks and hold your nose, but no water can go in your mouth or up your nose. So something as easy as that helps to reduce the risk of drowning.
Okay.
And it's easy for kids to learn.
Okay.
They walk around like a balloon face all the time.
Interesting.
Yep.
And what would you say are the most important skills that children should know if they find themselves in trouble in the water? And let's call it a pool, with a million people around. What would you say is the number one thing a parent would want their child to know to be able to do?
Yeah. How to get to a wall.
Okay.
How to get to something.
Yeah, makes sense.
You know, I probably because I own too many pools, I know too many things, and
Yeah.
then I don't want to. It's hard for me to be at recreational pools
I'm
and
sure.
watching swimmers, because you're like, oh, you could have done that better, or you can do that, and like I
Right.
just like jump in and be like, let me give you a lesson.
Let me show you how to do this.
But yeah, just how to be aware of your surroundings, especially for like our age group where the kids
Mhm.
are at pool parties.
Yeah.
To be aware of the rough housing behavior and getting yourself separated from something that could potentially turn into a dangerous environment.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And what was I gonna say? That's actually a really interesting perspective that I hadn't thought of as a parent. Like I always thought like, oh, and I say this, if my kids can save themselves in a pool, that would be great. And I was thinking turn over and flip on your back, but that's a really good point that like
Yeah.
but you need a little more than that.
Need a little bit
So,
more. I am not knocking anybody else's program. I think getting on your back is huge. Getting
right.
on, being
The
able
first
to
step for sure. Yeah.
immensely important. It's what comes after that. We want to make sure that if you're on your tummy or your back, you are beginning to learn how to figure out how to move your legs and your body to get you to somewhere safe.
Yeah.
A life raft, our lifeguard equipment, a person, a wall, a
Yeah.
boat, whatever that is, you need to know how to move. And since our curriculum is based on kicking, we use our legs every day. We're walking, we're running, we're jumping, we're doing all
Right.
our kid things. We're just putting that in the water.
Yeah.
Our curriculum has also shown to increase dry land support success because
Okay.
we're
Oh, because they're getting stronger.
yeah, because we're stamina endurance based. We're making faster, stronger athletes, not just swimmers.
Interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Good to
my
know.
3 kids are soccer, dance, basketball, lacrosse, you name it.
It makes it even better.
Okay, you swim because I'm building your breathing, I'm building your resistance, I'm building your stamina, I'm building
Right.
all of these things to a full body approach, which you can't do just on dry land.
Right, right. It's different. And it's different muscles too, isn't it?
It's completely different. So Michael Jordan's success, he never told anyone. He swam every day, and
No
that
way.
made him a top athlete.
Really?
Yep.
That's like when you hear that the football players are doing ballet too, because
Yep.
it's like different muscles
Yep.
and different ways to move.
Because
That's
you
interesting.
have to learn how to control your breath while moving your body at the same time.
Okay. Hmm, good one. Didn't
We're
see
more than just
all
swimming.
these things we're learning.
I know.
And how could parents make their children feel confident around water without giving them a false sense of security? And I will say my children have taken swim lessons at lots of different places. We've just kind of dabbled in whatever worked for our schedule and whatever. And my son will say, "Yeah, but I can swim." And I'm like, to be clear, you can't. Like, not well, I mean, hopefully he could quote unquote save himself, but I'm like, but you can't actually swim because I don't want him to think he can and jump in somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, or they will swim with life vests on, or if we're on a boat or something, and they're
Yeah,
like, no, it's okay because we can swim. I'm like, no, the life vest is like, you know what I mean? I'm like, you can't, and we are very honest with them. You cannot swim, meaning you can't swim enough to like not have anybody watching you
right.
because I don't want them to think that they can. So,
Yeah. So that's the reason why there's lifeguards at the Olympics. Even on the Olympic level, there are lifeguards monitoring the pool, and these are
sure.
top athletes.
Yeah.
So just keeping that in perspective when we talk about our own children. And my kids are in a similar bucket. I would consider my 11 and 9-year-old independent swimmers with
Okay.
supervision. They do our junior swim team. They can swim for an hour straight. They've got stamina, they've endurance, they've got breast butterfly back, catch up fingertip drag. Those two I would consider independent.
Swimmers.
Will they
Okay.
ever be in a pool unsupervised? Absolutely not. My 6-year-old is still in the learn to swim. She's a horrible daughter for the owner because she doesn't really love swimming. She finds it hard. And I'm like, girl, get in the pool. But I would classify her in our continuing to learn to swim. And she's at 180 feet of freestyle and 60 feet of a backstroke. And
But you still feel like, no, you're not quite
I
there.
still do not consider that in the same level of
Yeah.
my 2 boys because they've graduated our program and now they participate on junior swim. So
Yeah.
they can swim over 1,000 feet
Okay.
comfortably, confidently. So I'm like, okay, like
They're good, hopefully.
the
Yeah.
6-year-old, stubborn, very stubborn.
She should meet my 7-year-old.
Now
They could be stubborn together.
they come take their bowl too together. But yeah, she's like, I would say she can save herself.
Okay, but is not a
But I
quote
am my
unquote
girlfriend.
worker.
You're just
So do you have those same conversations with your kids of like, is
100%.
that what you would like? Is that what you would recommend to parents? Just have like, yes, you can swim. Yes, you're on the swim team. However.
So a good example for my 2 older ones, like I classify them as like an independent with supervision swimmer.
Mm-hmm.
It's still, you don't get in the pool without a lifeguard. You still high five me. We're at the beach. You are in front of that lifeguard. You are never the last person, the furthest person out.
My mom used to say that you may not be the furthest person out in the
You may
ocean.
not be the
Should
first
be
person
standing
out.
on the coast yelling at us.
Just as they float away. Yeah. So because even though pools, water, lakes, everything else has this, they're fun. They're supposed to be
Yeah.
relaxing. It's a family-friendly environment. But unfortunately, it takes 2 seconds for something to happen.
Yeah.
And just like you were saying, I'm not going to give my kids a false sense of security. We were at the beach with my Olympic swimmer sister-in-law, and
Yeah.
she's like, I'm not going in that ocean. And she's an Olympian, and it
Yeah.
was crappy and it was rough. And
Yeah.
she
I
tells
find
me the same thing. You do not swim without someone else there.
Yeah. I find that the older I get, the more respect or fear, I guess, I have for the ocean. Because, when I was 12, 13, 14, and I was never like a super duper strong swimmer,
Right.
I could save myself and I took lessons and whatever, but I don't have endurance to go back and forth.
Yeah.
But we would go out in the ocean. We had so much fun and boogie boards and blah, blah, blah. And I'm sure it drove my mother crazy because she spent her whole vacation
Yep.
standing at the edge of the water. But I'm like, no, like it just, you hear so many stories and the rip tides and I'm like, the ocean is a
The ocean, you need
powerful force.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like having a swim lesson in a controlled environment is building that practice for
Yeah.
an emergency situation, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We can control everything here at Big Blue. My pool's controlled, my swim instructors are trained. Everything is like
Control it all.
Control it all. But then what we want to do is our best here in that 30-minute lesson to then know that there's confidence in the swimmer in an emergency
Yeah.
to themselves. And then we'll turn you into an advanced Olympic swimmer and we'll get you all that technical stuff.
So that's your guarantee, huh? Everybody who swims with you ends up at the Olympics.
Yeah, wear your big blue swim cap on your way.
Some Michael Phelps on your way out, right? Everybody here is
know.
going to wherever the Olympics are in the next couple of years. And
And
what about, so we were talking about confidence in the water. So let's talk about that a little now that we all know, how important it is to teach the kids to swim and have some stamina. You had mentioned this a little bit. Some kids are nervous or afraid, whether it's because of a past issue or they just are. How can you help kids become more comfortable around water?
yeah, so for sure. I mean, here at Big Blue, we do a lot of work on just figuring out what that why is by talking to the parents and really then just taking our time to not traumatize the child
Mhm.
because the water is everywhere, every bathtub, a sink, like think about all the places water.
Right.
So for a kiddo in that situation, we spend a lot of time just getting comfortable with putting our toe in. And then
Oh,
we just will then get onto the bench or we might have to hold you the whole time. And our goal is to feel safe first. I say to parents all the time, the sooner the better for swim lessons.
hmm.
And if it's the parent and child class, because you're developing this positive relationship with a pool,
Hmm.
which decreases the fear of the unknown.
Right.
And then having like a 3-4-year-old that's never been in a pool before is more challenging than having a child who came from our baby class into the independent class.
Right. They've already done it.
The
Yeah.
foundation is there. For the home practical side, it's the false sense of security comes from some of the equipment we put on our kiddos.
Okay.
The puddle jumpers, I mean, before Big Blue, I used them too. Now that Big Blue, I would never put one on my kiddo.
Okay.
It gives the kid a false sense of security, and it kind of like unties all the amazing work we could put in a swimmer because our job is to get you vertical and horizontal and moving, and puddle jumpers like go
Keep
back.
you vertical, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
so you're kind of like bobbing. I say to parents all the time, the only thing that's going to save your kiddo's life is that lifeguard approved life vest. That's it. There's no other option.
Yeah.
We work a lot with our parents because they'll come up to us and be like, what can I do at home? And I'm like, well, if you're in the water with your child, this is what I want you to cue. This is the body position we want to see. This is where you can put Big Blue at home.
Okay. And what are those? Talk about and I was even thinking like a little child with a plastic pool in the backyard, just that whole being in the water, feeling, even though the pool isn't going to be that deep, like just what are some things that people can do outside of a swim lesson to kind of continue practicing water safety? I guess even the bathtub, bathtub pools.
It's everywhere. You only need about a teaspoon of water. It's crazy. So like where I go first is making sure that outside little baby pool is covered or not accessible when you're not out there with your kiddo, because if they fall in face first, they can't figure out how to get out. Same with the bathtub, never leaving a swimmer or a kid in the bath unattended. Just never know. Less scary and more fun is that just
less scary.
Less scary.
But I mean, and it is scary, but it's important to know that because I think,
yeah.
I think
so learning for kiddos, and I'm just thinking like toddlers who are out there splashing in their little baby pools and kiddos in the bathtub, practicing that balloon face where they're blowing their face up and holding their breath is key because there is no intake of water.
Okay.
Getting comfortable with getting water on top of your head and learning how to appropriately wipe your face from the forehead down. A lot of kids do this.
Oh.
I know. I'm like a wealth of knowledge over here.
I didn't know that. Okay, so you're supposed to wipe your face from the forehead down, not rub it out. Oh.
Yep. And
why is that? Can you explain that?
For some reason, it helps to regulate their system.
Really?
And it's a clear, I got all the water out of my eyes.
Huh. Okay. All right. Learning. Learning. So even in a bathtub or whatever, you're supposed to wipe your face down.
Like that's the same thing. You could tell your, 2.5-year-old, show me your balloon face, and then put the water on their head and go wipe.
And wipe it down.
Wipe their face.
Okay.
Yep. Try not to continuously wipe their face with a towel because in a pool setting, we're not keeping towels next to us to wipe their face every single time. So just and like simple things, just developing that comfortability of getting water on your face.
My kids will say that, like in the shower in the tub, can you hand me a towel? I'm like, you've been
No,
in
not you go
pools,
out,
like
you
you
go to tea tonight,
like
wipe
wipe
your
it.
forehead down.
Wipe it down, my
Wipe
friends.
it down.
Wipe it down.
Yeah.
All right, let's move into some of the more fun, less scary.
Yeah, let's
Talking about gear and tricks and tips for going to all of these places that are filled with water that are fun. And I had told Erica before we started recording that I'm going to let her, I have some things written down, but I'm going to let her be the expert on all of this stuff. So, the first, I would say, what are your must-have items for a successful pool or beach day with kids? What are the things that you have in your bag with you?
yeah. So, uh, depending on what pool we're at, I would always have some sort of life Coast Guard approved life vest because
Okay.
you don't know where you're going. Like if you know you're going to a deep water pool and you know your child is not going to be able to stand and you're not getting in with your kid, like that's it. There's no other questions asked, especially on a boat unsupervised
Mhm.
situation. Some of the other things I would always make sure I have is not super pool related, but some sort of sun protection.
Yes. Yes.
My youngest child is allergic to sunblock, so it makes
Okay.
it challenging for us.
Okay.
Another thing that I would always encourage parents on the more fun side is to have bright colored bathing suits, which are super fun.
Oh, yeah, that's like a thing now. Okay, I guess people
It's been
didn't
a
realize.
thing.
Yeah.
If you think about it, if you're wearing blue and you have an emergency
Mhm.
or you're just diving for dive toys, it's very hard to see you.
Right.
So encouraging neon colors, bright colors, just so you're more visible even in and out of the pool, it's easier to find your kiddo.
Okay.
So I just let my kids, like, I give them options and they're
Pick the
all
craziest. That's a good thing because all
whatever
these crazy colors
the
are
most neon orange and yellow there
go
is to
for it.
find. Yeah. And with my daughter, it's easy because she'll love everything and it's
Right.
long, it's girly and cute. We're in.
Yes.
So yeah, and then I guess just making sure you have that designated water watcher.
Mhm.
Similar going back to that high five approach, that
Yeah.
you know the kiddo, and then obviously water and fun snacks, and
Sun snacks, the
for
snacks
us a
always,
cute
right?
beach bag, and and some sort of sunshade.
And I said a bucket too, because I know,
Yeah,
that they can collect their shells or just even
I was
like,
gonna say that too. Yeah,
if we
that's like
take
one.
like a quick trip to the beach, like I'm like, we're just gonna be there for an hour. We won't drag all the stuff down, but I'm
Yep,
always like a shovel and a bucket because you can do a
shovel
lot
and a
with a
bucket.
shovel and a bucket. You can collect shells, you can build a sandcastle, you can do all
Shovel
the
and a
things.
bucket, and then yeah, and that's really all you need. And my two boys uh, figured out how to skimboard this summer.
Oh, yes. Okay. That just looks like me breaking every bone in
Yeah,
my
I'm not
body,
doing
but
it.
good for them. Yes.
They came out injury free. But yeah, I would say shovel, bucket, and some sort of
Skimboard.
like a paddle ball that always seems to
Mm-hmm.
win.
Or those, have you seen, I think it's hilarious. It's oh, what's it called? Costa Rica Rick. So we take it to the beach if we go at night and it's like a little plastic guy on a surfboard and he doesn't
Oh yeah,
move.
the little surfer
And
dude.
you throw it into the ocean and
I
it
was
always
gonna say
comes
that
back to you.
too.
My
Yeah,
kids
we love our little surfer dude.
Oh, sorry, I
That's
sneezed. My kids can play with Costa Rica Rick
it.
for, I mean, hours, and they'll just stand there and throw it, and it
Yeah,
is like there's something so simple about it, and yet so like funny. And I'm like, let's do it again.
I love that it just comes back. It's like
He just comes back and he like
come back.
tumbles and he'll
Yeah,
go out far, and the kids are like, it's gone, and 2 minutes later he's
it's
back. So
coming back. Yeah,
that's a
we
that's
have
a
like
big one.
two. We have three of them, so no one has to fight over.
Oh
Our,
yes,
call them
because
surfer dudes, but yeah,
Yes, because God forbid anybody have to
these
share
days,
anything.
I know.
And what kind of swim bags, bathing suits, shade tents, canopies do you
Yeah,
recommend?
so we discovered the cool cabana
Okay.
tent.
Oh, okay.
It opens like an umbrella, and then the sides come down, and you fill them with sand,
Oh,
and it's
nice.
like super. And then you pack it up in a bag and you carry it home.
And
Uh,
that's it. And it's not heavy.
I mean, it's not like it's manageable. Like
Okay. This is like a beach umbrella, like
yeah,
that
it's like
kind
a
of a
big
weight.
square beach umbrella pop-up tent, and
Nice.
it takes one person to put up and one person to get down, and it gives you this nice kind of squared shade area. Um, so we're obsessed with these cool cabanas.
Okay. And there was a thing I saw on the beach a bunch last year. It was like a U-shaped I guess,
Yeah.
metal, and
Yep.
then kind of like a flag that went behind it. And I was like, oh, that's cool too. I
Yeah,
feel
we
like
saw
they're
some of those last week on the beach, and I'm like, what are you supposed to do if it's not windy? Like, does the
right. Does it just hang down?
just
Maybe it does. Because the thing, I mean, so many people still have the beach umbrellas, but you see them go, I mean, you hear
yeah,
stories about how dangerous they can
yeah.
be.
So those
Um,
cool cabanas are awesome because they go into the ground in the middle, and then you pop these fabric pieces, and then you fill the bottoms with sand,
so it's
so it's
not going
not
anywhere.
going anywhere.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah,
the new things that people are designing are not
it's really
going anywhere.
cool.
Yeah.
Cabanas listening. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, we're here. You can sponsor us, Cool Cabana.
There for you.
And there are a lot of different, and I've seen things like for babies that are similar, like a little pop-up
Yep,
for a baby.
yep,
And yeah, because I think it's so
yep.
nice to be able to get out of the sun when you're on
For
the
sure.
beach.
And I think when you have those little ones, just being mindful that you're not out at the hottest part of the day, like the early morning and the afternoon, because the
Right.
UV aren't as bad. And because, I'm out of the baby stage now, but,
Yes.
you know, uh, knowing, the hats, the sun, the
Yeah.
pop up things.
Keeping them out. I said on another episode too, like we tend to go to the beach at night after dinner. We'll either have an early dinner or, because I'm like, then you're not worrying about the sun. You're not worrying about that. I'm like, oh, the lifeguards aren't here. You can't go in that far. But
Yeah,
they can still
I know. Go
play
get
on the
your feet
beach and
wet.
play with Costa Rica Rick and all of those things, but you're not like slathering everybody in the sunscreen and,
Yeah.
and there's not, you're not competing with a million people on the beach so you can see your
Yeah.
kids and um
Yeah, we
you know,
like fly kites and just
yes,
on the
it's
lifeguard stand and enjoy the
go for a walk and yeah,
yeah.
all those things. And I have found, I feel, I've gotten bathing suits for my kids from Target and from, whatever, but I have found my daughter has a bathing suit from Hannah Anderson.
I was gonna say
And
that my daughter, that's all so my
yeah,
daughter has really bad skin sensitivity and like she's
okay,
allergic to literally everything.
okay,
Hannah Anderson is the only brand that does
interesting,
not irritate her skin after
interesting.
wearing the bathing suit.
Okay.
We tried the cutesy things from Target, but if you've got a sensitive skin kiddo, I will vouch for Hannah Ann bathing suits all day
Yes.
long.
And
The
they're
sensors
cute
are
and
cute,
yes. And
they're
then they have like the
athletic.
kind of
Yeah,
like the boy shorts. Like my daughter has one from last year. And the other thing is I feel like, the cheaper ones, which whatever, it's $15, wear it, throw it away. But I'll take it out of my son's closet and I'm like, does this still fit you? And he's like, well, it fits, but it's like making a weird crunching sound.
yeah.
I'm like, that's the elastic. But the Hannah Anderson my daughter wore last year and this year. And it's like almost like a thicker
Yep,
material.
it is. So we are partners with Dolphin Swim. They're the ones that make like the swim team swimsuits. They're
Okay.
like a spandexy,
Yeah.
which are phenomenal bathing suits. But my daughter likes the Hannah Anderson. She has these ones little skirts and like a little like tankini top. So
Oh,
it's
cute.
just a little of the tummy, but not enough of
Okay.
the
Just
tummy.
a little something.
And it's a more conservative suit for a 6-year-old.
Right, right, right.
And then for my boys, Target had these ones now that have like built-in spandex underneath, so there's no
Oh,
mesh.
okay. Oh,
Uh-huh.
we have one. My son has one from Target this year, but I think
Yeah.
it still
So
has
my
the
boys
mesh. Okay.
said mesh-free is a less irritating experience.
Okay.
And they like it because if they're jumping in and the bathing suit goes up, there is like a
A
spandex
little something. Okay. Every
under.
year it's funny when like swimsuit season starts and I'm like, okay, go put your bathing suits on. My little one is like, so I'm not supposed to wear underwear? I'm like, no, honey, just put on your like bottom. She's like, that's weird. I'm like, I know. It just that's the bathing suit there, friend. It's like a funny feeling to them, I guess. But yeah, the Hannah Anderson, I was like, I think for my son, like whatever, Carter's or
Yeah,
he's
whatever.
outgrowing Carter's, but I feel like Hannah has
And they
lasting
don't
power.
like shift during movement, which I love
Mm-mm,
for
mm-mm.
her. They
And they
just
feel like they're the sun because my daughter has the one that's like the rash guard, the long
yeah.
sleeves, and then the boy
Mhm.
shorts,
Yeah.
like a bikini,
Yeah.
but you're all covered up. And I just feel like, you put it on and yes, everything stays in place and she's comfortable and she
Yep.
plays and
And she can do all her big girl things.
and what would you say for moms? Because I never
And
can find a good bathing suit. God, don't we hate bathing suit shopping? But what are the good mom bathing
I
suits?
found there's a site, Cavia, that has like athletic type. So that's all where my work pants come from as well. I should probably have
Okay.
sponsored by them because
And what's it called? I'll put it in the show notes.
I'll send you a link. It's
Okay.
Cavia, I believe. And
Okay.
um, they make their bathing suits are meant to be like you can go jog and work out in them or just jump in the pool. I like them
Oh,
because my aesthetic is kind of like I would say sporty chic. I'm
yeah.
not I don't want to show a lot of skin. I want to be like covered. I want to be playing and doing all the things and not
Right.
worrying about the bits and pieces hanging out.
And are they only online?
Yeah, it's online. Their pants. Sorry, my phone is like ringing through my computer. Their athletic wear as well is really nice, thick spandexy material.
Okay.
Like you can, they don't stretch out through the day. Those are my go-to work pants. But I
Okay.
do love
I,
their bathing suits.
I've never even heard of them before, so we'll definitely have to,
I
I'll
have to
put them in the
send you
notes.
the link. But they're great. They're nice, thick material. They all have like a built-in sports bra.
Love that.
And they're nice thick fabric, kind of like the Hannah Anderson. So
Yeah.
you feel like nice and secured and
Yes. Everything's
all time.
contained. Yes.
Yes. But that's for me. I don't like, I used to do the teeny tiny bikinis, but now I just want something that's sporty and chic and cute and I can like romp around and have fun.
Right. And not worry about it.
Yeah.
Worry about it. And let me see. I meant to find the name of it, but I didn't. But I have a beach bag that somebody gave me the first year that I was teaching, and it's a heavy canvas. And I'm saying this bag is 22 or 23 years old and still going
Still
strong.
going
And
strong.
I will find the name of that and link that in the show notes too. But it's
Yeah.
like white and blue, and it's still pretty white. And it just every year, like year after year, it has held up, and it has pockets on the inside, pockets on the outside. It has long straps. It zips. I feel like it's like your perfect beach bag. Do you have a perfect beach bag?
We have like a big bog bag, I guess it's called.
Oh, yeah. Now, do they get
Think
really heavy
about it.
though?
It's heavy.
Yeah.
It's great because it's easy to clean. Honestly, I have decreased the amount of things that are going in my beach bag now. 'Cause
Yes.
with my kids, I'm like, you want it, you carry
You
it.
can take it
So
yourself.
they put the towel around their shoulders. So I have a huge bag from Vera Bradley,
Okay.
and it opens super wide, and it's kind of like a leather, not leather.
Oh, okay.
It's not leather because that would be silly. I don't know what it is on the inside, but it opens super wide. You can fit about 6 towels in it, a water bottle. It has a side pocket for your,
Oh, great.
and it's covered in cute sailboats and it's blue.
So
And
is it sold as a beach bag or did
it
it just
is,
happen
yeah.
to be?
I had
Okay.
a girlfriend who her sister worked for Vera Bradley. So I got
Okay.
this like many years ago, but it is
Yeah.
still my go-to beach.
Oh, that sounds like a good
It's
one.
huge and it's got these nice thick straps and it just opens very wide and it's got
Okay.
a few hidden pockets for like cash and phone and all that.
Right, and you can put all your things in there. Yeah, you need
Yeah,
a
but I've
good.
gotten to the point now, like the less stuff, the better. And
Right, you
having
just need the essentials. Need the
yeah,
essentials.
and some sort of beach wagon with like really big wheels to make your life easier.
Yes, I was going to say that. Or we had a jogging stroller.
Yeah, love the jogging stroller
And
when we
that was
went.
how we had a hand-me-down Bob actually, and that I was like, this thing goes right across the sand. So
Yeah,
we would take that
we've had the
almost just to
same thing.
carry,
Yep.
to
I
carry
know
stuff.
now that we're out of the stroller stage and we go places, I'm like, oh, I gotta know where to put anything.
I know. I held on to the stroller, the jogger, for a long time. My husband was like, "You got to let it go," and I was like, "But nobody's riding in it, but it's holding all the
I
stuff."
all this stuff, I
So
know.
now I hold all the stuff instead.
Yeah,
And my kids don't, I don't get them flip-flops, but I get them natives, what we call summer shoes. They're kind of plastic with holes in them, and I just love them because they're a pain when you're leaving the beach because your feet are wet or sandy or whatever, but you can slip them on and off. You can wear them in the beach. You can wear them in the water if the water's like shelly or rocky, and
yeah,
then you can just rinse them out. It is, but what isn't annoying on the way back from the beach? They're like, it's so annoying to put these shoes on and our feet are sandy and we want flip-flops. But then they can also throw them on and go run errands with you and you can just
yeah,
hose them off. So I'm a big fan. Every year we get our kids a pair of those. And I know they have a lot that aren't natives. They're just that same
yeah,
like
yeah.
plasticky. And I think those are fantastic. And I got Dock and Bay towels a couple years ago as a
Okay.
gift. Are you familiar with them?
No, no.
They're the really thin
Oh, those
microfiber
are great because they take up
and
like no space.
yes, and
Dry
they
in
dry
like an
fast.
instant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think there are a bunch of those too. The Dock and Bay is just what I happen to have, but those were like a game changer because yes, they take up less space in your bag and they dry. Like if you put it over your chair and it's breezy on the beach, it's dry
Yeah.
in 2 seconds. So
Right. Yeah.
big
We
fan of that.
Maybe I should
Um,
get rid of those because we just had like, the big towels, but they like to lay out and then like, you know, dry off. But
Yes, and sit there with the, with the big towel around them and but yeah, so that those are some of my favorites. And I have found Gooder sunglasses. It's
you're
Goodr.
speaking my language. That's all we wear.
I love them.
They're the best.
I guess they're kind of a new-ish company. I just said to my husband the other day, I was like, I love these. They're lightweight, but they don't slip. And I have them up on my head like a headband a lot of the time. And they're not overly expensive. They have tons of styles and colors and
My kids
um
wear them. I wear them. My husband wears them. I've got my in-laws on them.
uh-huh.
They are, I mean, they're $25. So even if you lose it or something, you don't feel
It's
so
not a
bad.
big deal.
Yeah. I keep trying new styles. We're obsessed.
Yeah, it's funny. A friend of mine, I was wearing mine at recess duty one day, and a friend of mine who works with me, who's much younger than me, was like, I like your sunglasses. And I was like, thanks. She's like, I have sunglasses like those. They're kind of like cool. And I was like, you're probably going to want to stop talking right now because all you're doing is making me sound like a big loser. And she's like, no. She was like, I'm just saying, like, you're wearing cool sunglasses. And I was like, I'm much cooler than you think I am. And she was like, no, you're not. And I was like, but I have cool sunglasses, so it's okay. But
Well,
yeah,
most of my staff's in their 20s, and I could be their mom. So when they
right. And you're
tell me
like, we're all cool wearing the gooder
something cool,
sunglasses.
I'm like, oh my God, thank you.
Same sunglasses, same sunglasses. But yeah, I love them. And I've worn mine pretty much straight for 3 years and they're just starting to get little scratches. But like you said, they're like 20, $25. So who cares?
My kids
Um,
all have them. It's like my oldest one's a huge golfer, so he wears sunglasses all the time. So yeah, they're awesome. We love our gooders.
and my kids wear glasses and they have to wear them. They have lazy eyes. So if they don't wear them, everything is blurred. Everything's like double
Yeah. Well,
vision for
they have
them.
prescription gooders, which are
Oh, do they? We'll have to
they
look
do.
into that because they'll wear. I was going to say we get them big, like, well, my son won't really wear one, but my daughter will wear like a big floppy sun hat.
Mhm.
But my suggestion on that is she had one last year, but it didn't have like the string with
Oh
the
yeah.
pull up, and so every time the wind would blow, it would fly off her head. So this year I got her one, and she'll wear it, and it has like the elastic whatever it is, and then you can push the button and tighten it. So now it stays on her head. And my son is thinking that perhaps if we purchase him one that has the Phillies on it, he might be able to wear it. I was like, oh, might you be able to wear that one? He's like, I think, yeah, I think I'd wear that one. Oh, okay, great.
Manage to put this on your head, it would be
Right, right. That would be just super. Thanks. But I feel like that, like if their head is covered, I feel like that's such a,
huge win.
so important to cover
Or
their
huge teamwork.
skin and
Like especially with my daughter, she always has to have a hat on. Like even at recess in school, because when it, she's a very sensitive skin. But
yeah, I always want my kids to wear them at recess, and they're like, "Oh, we didn't." And I'm like, "But yeah, I hate having the sun in my face." So anyway, how about sunscreen? Do you have a favorite sunscreen?
yes,
Because don't we hate sunscreen? Like I hate putting it on. I hate how it feels. I hate that I feel like
uh,
I'm wearing it all
yeah.
day.
So my daughter and I were on the sun shirt crew.
Okay.
She can't. So we found a one sunblock that she's tolerant of use friend, and then my boys just kind of use whatever's around. They like Sunbum because it smells good.
Okay. With the gorilla, right? Isn't that the one with the
Yeah.
gorilla?
They think it looks cool too, but yeah, I don't know. My
So
dog.
you don't have one in particular that you're like
I mean,
married
I
to.
think we stick with the Sunbun just because they like the way it smells, and
Good
I
enough.
fight them to put it on. But again, I've gotten to the point with them. I'm like, here's your sunblock. Go put it
Put
on.
it on. And I got found TJ, not TJ Maxx, Trader Joe's has a face sunscreen that comes in like a little yellow tube that I bought last year. And I use that for myself because that feeling of like when you put the sunscreen on and you feel like you can never get it off your hands again.
Yeah.
This is more like it's like soft. That sounds weird, but when you put it on your face, it feels soft. And then
Yeah.
it washes off and that's it. And you're like, okay, my face is protected. So I'll do that. And then we'll kind of do like the spray or, whatever it is, whatever was on sale at Target or Costco. I'm not like married to anything, but
I should probably do a better job of like figuring out options. But
yeah.
honestly, the biggest priority of like what I'm putting on the skin is my daughter because she'll have
Yeah.
a reaction to anything. So
Yeah.
she always has to have it. We don't ever put anything on her face, but her legs have been more tolerant to some of that use friend sunblock.
Okay.
She's
And
okay. sink, mineral oil. It's like a whole thing.
Poor thing. She's
I
like a
know.
little dainty flower.
Yeah, so she's always got a sun shirt on and something like that. So
That's and I don't you love I mean I love the rash guards because I'll
I
say to my
love
kids
the
like
rash
if
guard.
you're wearing this you don't have to have sunscreen all over the top of your body because
Yeah.
it's like wearing a 50 SPF. So that's so I'm like so hat and then a rash
Sun
guard
shirt.
and you
Yep.
put sunscreen on your legs and we're good to
Good
go.
to go.
It's a lot less trouble for mom.
Agreed.
One more question in this area. What do you think is one thing that parents forget to bring that would be useful to the pool or the beach?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like moms are always like over prepared for
Over prepared.
every situation. I guess making sure you just have some sort of water, which is really funny because we grew up drinking no water
No,
and
none at
like
all.
we're obsessed with drinking water.
Yes. And
Thirsty
I think sometimes you don't realize how hungry and thirsty
we
swimming
are.
actually makes you.
Oh,
So
100%.
I
So
would say
yeah,
like good snacks and a drink
yeah,
because
we just purchased a middle range decent cooler because again, like you, for me, like we are trying to, not in an obnoxious way, trying to make healthier choices with our
yeah.
snacks,
Yeah.
and, which is more work for me because now I got to like cut the fruit, do all the things.
No more goldfish in a bag. I know. I
I mean,
know.
we're still doing that because life is life in, but just having some options that are
Yeah.
like the applesauce pouches are great, having some string cheese. And
Mhm.
I mean, so we're still eating Doritos and things
I
because
mean, because there you do have to have like fun beach food too. Like
you have to be in life, and
you do.
sometimes you just need that, you know,
But
chill.
we go shopping before we go to the shore, and my kids are like, "You're buying like stuff that we don't usually buy." I'm like, "Yeah, because it's beach food." Like, you know what I mean? We'll buy like all the snacks. I'm like, "We don't have this just around in our house, but we get like the little Twizzler." I was like, "You got to have Twizzlers on the beach, like
You're
that.
gonna
Just
get ice cream at the beach, like you're
the
gonna.
non-negotiable." But you're right. And grapes, I feel like grapes at the beach
Grapes
are a
are
good one.
easy. Yeah, we always try to have some sort of like, balance in life, some sort of healthy-esque option with some
Right.
sort of
Something
non
fun.
something
And
fun.
then my kids think it's hilarious. We'll sometimes pack like sandwiches or whatever and go
Yeah,
down to the beach and have dinner there, but we always make them eat like under a towel or else
oh,
those
100%.
freaking seagulls come and get your
Oh,
lunch, your lunch and we'll like put them under a towel and I'm like, take a bite, and then they think that's hilarious. And I'm like, just eat it fast. But yeah, anything that the seagulls don't want, I don't think we have found that yet. Um,
I think they are very particular. I think they will go after any.
I have literally had a friend have a Wawa hoagie taken out. She was like
Sure.
mid-bite and it just came like right by her face and swooped and picked it up and flew away. She's like, I watched all the pieces drop along the beach as it flew away. I was like,
Bye.
that
Goodbye,
was,
sub. But yeah.
yeah, I was like those seagulls. All right. And what are some of your favorite pool or beach memories from childhood?
Yeah, so I grew up going to Long Beach Island in the New Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
Most of my summers were spent there with my two brothers and kind of just kicked it old school as I've appreciated it now in my 40s. Just really, like you were saying before, a shovel and a bucket. We would
Yeah.
just pick up seashells, do drippy castles,
Yes.
just dig a hole, put my brother in it, and
Cover your feet, wiggle them out, all of
make a
those things.
mermaid tail out of the sand. So for me in this summer, that's what I've been trying to do with my children is just having less structure and having more
Hmm.
of this time just to kind of be a kid since they are
Hmm.
11 and 9, like they are rapidly flying the nest.
Yeah.
Just trying to recreate some of my childhood memories with them, going crabbing off a dock.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Sleeping at grandma's beach house, stuff
Yeah. Yeah.
like that.
Just
Going
digging it.
crabbing.
We always used to dig a hole until we got to the water. Like, you know how you
Yep,
dig
yep,
down
yep.
and then you'd get to the water and you're like, okay, well, we got
Now
to the
we have to
water.
pick up. Yeah. So for me, just my childhood memories going to the beach and just having that sense of just like not having a lot of stress and worries and like
Mhm.
grilling the hot dogs and making s'mores and
Right. And having that little like touch of like a little bit of sun nuts, back then, like a little touch of sunburn and then like you'd be walking on the boardwalk and the cool air would be breezing past
and
you and
for some reason ice cream just tastes different when you're at
doesn't it?
the beach.
Yeah, and my mom used to say your hair looks good at the beach because
Yeah.
it like something about like the salt in the air and I'm like, I don't know about that, but okay.
That's
Like
the
she's like
thing.
I mean, you got ice
Yeah,
cream,
like
you got good hair,
riding your bikes and
right? Nothing I love more than a sweatshirt on the beach at night, like sweatshirt, or on the boardwalk. You're like, oh,
uh,
it's just cool enough for a sweatshirt
yeah,
and shorts,
yeah,
and yeah, I love that.
perfect. Yeah.
And you kind of answered this, but what do you hope your own children remember about summers with your family?
Uh, this summer in particular, I hope what they get out of it is that they feel more connected to themselves as siblings because
Mm,
life is so busy.
mm,
And once the school year kicks up and there's everything,
yes.
we seem to be very separated.
Yeah.
As one parent is here, we're here, dinner's flying by on the go. So
Yeah.
my goal for this summer was to have them feel more bonded. I'm very close with my brothers, and I think it's because of all those summers, it was nobody else
Yeah.
but us.
Yeah.
And now they have their own children, and it's really great to have like this group of cousins.
Yes.
So in all the summers, I hope they just appreciate how we slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
But this summer in particular, I hope as they get older, they appreciate this disconnectedness of the real world.
Hmm.
We didn't do camps. We didn't enroll in very many things.
Yeah.
So we kind of had to fend for themselves a little bit in a good way, not in
Yeah.
a,
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
but like, hey, you want lunch?
What are you gonna have? What are you gonna make?
Prep it, eat it, clean it up. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
I'll say to my kids, it's the summer of self-sufficiency.
that's
And they're like,
the
what does that mean? I'm like, get yourself a drink of water.
yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
don't need
I mean,
to.
I said to my 11-year-old when I was 11, I was already babysitting other people. Like,
I mean,
so
probably three children, a newborn, a 2-year-old, and a 4-year-old. And
I'm
you
not,
handled it.
and
I'm like, how did I
so
do that?
yeah, I just want my kids to have a little bit of that. Like, I don't want them to grow up. I'm not ready for them to leave me, but I
Yeah,
need them to start taking ownership of their own behaviors and actions and developing their own sense of self and responsibility.
100%.
I
I
don't
have
know if
a
it'll
I
work,
have
but
a
that's
friend
what I'm
who
trying.
what'd you say? I'm sorry, say it
I don't
again.
know if it's going to work, but that's what I'm trying. They
Well, I
come to
guess
me
if we're at
sometimes.
least trying for it, right? At least we're
I
aware of it.
know.
I have a friend whose kids are in upper high school and college, and she always says to me, she's like, Kristen, if I could do one thing differently, I wouldn't do as much for my kids. She's like,
Yeah,
don't you? She's like, and that is you always want to, and you just get in this habit because you're their mom, and when they were little, you had to do everything. She's like, but like they can get themselves a drink of water.
I
They
know.
can go upstairs and get the toy they want. They
Yeah.
can, or like we were at Target yesterday and my son, I was in like I don't know, my daughter was like, can we go look at the personal care section? I was like, okay. But my son wanted to look at baseball cards, which is like 5 aisles away. And he was like, can I go look at the baseball cards? And, me a couple of years ago when you were 5 or 6, and
Yeah.
I'm like, no, you can't leave my site. And I was like, yeah,
We,
go ahead.
yeah,
I mean,
we just had the same experience. It was like, I'm going to be in the aisle over, and as like I'm trying to control my own anxiety that I
right. I'm
can't.
like, are you okay? You okay over there?
Like, I can't raise anxious children, but I'm like, you're gonna get kidnapped and I'm never gonna see you again.
Yes.
But it's like that's a momness. Like that's why we carry all this stress because
And I'm like, but it's good for them. Like, because then we moved a couple aisles over and he came back. He's like, I couldn't find you. I'm like, oh, but you did. Here we are.
I know,
And maybe yesterday afternoon I was trying to lose him for a couple of
I know.
minutes. Just
And I
saying.
end
I
up
was like,
in
oh,
Target having your own heart attack because you can't have eyes on your kids, but you're
uh-huh,
really
uh-huh.
kind of person. I know.
But I was like, we're in a pretty safe area. I think
I
he can be
know.
5 aisles away, and I'm like, I have to realize he's getting older. And so, we let our kids play outside alone and they're in our backyard and my kitchen window looks out over the backyard. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty much watching them, but I'll come upstairs or I'll do whatever. And I'm like, we did this. We did this in the 80s. Nobody was watching me in my backyard. And I'm like, it's good for them.
I know.
So
I do find it. We got our 11 and 9-year-old an Apple Watch, and because I'm not with work now that I work, it's hard.
yeah,
I
yeah,
just need to be connected to them. They're very limited. They run through my phone. They can't do anything stupid.
yeah.
Every contact they have has to be controlled by me.
You
So
can call mommy and daddy and that's all.
you're like four people in your list,
And grandma and grandpa.
but it is nice. It's been helpful for us to have this little piece of internet. But my 6-year-olds, when do I get one? I'm like, oh my God,
Uh-huh.
you're going in first grade. Chill.
Yeah, you
Like,
don't need one. If
you're
somebody's
still
watching
learning
you
to
at all
read.
times. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
You
fine.
wouldn't even know what I was texting to
I
you.
know.
So you're okay. You're okay.
Yeah, it's good. I think, as moms, we just do the best we can. We care deeply. We love our kids. We love
Yep.
our little lives that we've created, and we just try to do our best.
Yeah. Yeah. And
And
we're
just
just
like,
trying to make these magical summers, and yet they're being thwarted by the child who is bored. That's mine all the time right now.
Go
I'm
be
like,
bored. I tell them all the time,
like
boredom breeds creativity. Go
me too. I'm like, but you have to find something to do other than like wrapping yourself up in a blanket and throwing a ball in the house. Like you have to be able
yeah.
to occupy yourself. I don't want to go outside. I'm like, fine. And that's what I say over and over again. Find something to do before scary mommy comes.
When I'm like, go read a book, they're like, oh, I'll go outside.
You're like, there you go. I'm like, you have rooms full of toys and games
Figure
and
it out.
puzzles and like figure it out.
That's what I say all the time. Go figure it out. But
Figure it out. And you don't need to be in the same room as your sister because all the two of you are going to do is argue.
100.
Anyway, all
Yep.
right, let's wrap this up with a couple fun rapid questions and then we'll be good to go. All right, so let's see. Do you have a favorite sport to watch and is it swimming?
So funny enough, it's soccer.
Okay.
Watching swimming, I think it's super competitive and amazing, but I was a soccer player growing up, and I
Okay.
just feel like I'm going to jump through the screen and score that goal.
I was going to ask, were you a big swimmer? Like
No,
was swimming a
I
big part of
wasn't.
your life?
No, that's real. It's probably why it's really funny that I own all these. I was not a big swimmer. We just took swim lessons at our community pool, and I feel like my mom was like threw me in and was like, figure it out.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably how most of us learned
Right.
to swim.
Right.
But yeah, through Big Blue, I have become obviously better at it and have
Okay.
more appreciation for swimming.
But
But
you are a soccer player at
I
heart.
was a soccer player.
So you've been enjoying the World Cup.
I have been. I'm sad that it's over.
Yeah, I know we're not big soccer people. My husband and kids are more like baseball, football, but they're happy to jump on any bandwagon that drives by. So we were hearing a lot of, and then my son was like insulted that we weren't going to the World Cup. And I was like, you haven't played soccer in 3 years. Why would we? What?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, come on. I was like, yeah, I don't have that extra like $20,000 laying around to take you to the game, but thanks for asking. You can
Yeah.
watch it on TV. What is something that you're really bad at?
Oh my God, so many things. Building furniture because I don't want to read the directions because I have no
Mm,
patience.
yes, yes. Now, is your husband good at that? Because
Yes,
that,
he's so good at it. I would have never married someone who can't build stuff. My dad was a mechanic and he was like a handyman and he always just fixed stuff.
uh-huh.
Yeah, but I don't want to read the directions.
Yeah, me too. I would start like putting things together and have it completely wrong
Yeah,
because
and
I
then
don't
have
have
to
the
take it
patience for it.
apart and then put it back. Yeah, I don't like. I mean, I don't have the patience. This is why I can't be a golfer. My oldest one golf. I don't have the patience.
Yeah, like let's go. Let's keep moving. That's how
My
I.
middle one's like me. We're like, let's just get it over with. So
Yes, that's me. My husband's like, "Can I just make a suggestion?" I'm like, "Do you want to just do it?" And he's like, "It'd probably be better that way." I'm like, he
cool.
has like infinite patience, and I'm like, "This is going to be like a
Why
you
it's a
thing.
good match.
It's a
Yeah.
good match. It's a good
Mhm.
match." How do you hope people describe you?
I don't know. I don't. I just hope people know that whatever I'm doing with a good intent and that
Hmm.
I really want the best for not only my kids, but your kids
Yeah.
and probably my teacherness. But yeah, I just want people to know that like I'm not just here to like make money on a Big Blue. Like
Right.
I really just want your kid to be safe in the water and I know we do things better.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And it's such a gift to parents because I think it's a universal concern, a universal, and it's a life sport. Like if you learn how to swim, you can swim for life. So, if you do it well. If you did not own Big Blue and you weren't a teacher, what would be your dream career?
Oh my God. So at one point I thought I was going to go into real estate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If I had to go back in time, I would have probably started younger and made investments in properties.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Do
done
you,
something more on the real estate side.
are you a big fan of like HGTV?
Yes and no. I think it's interesting when people walk into homes and they love it and you're just like, oh, but I think what would have entertained me and kept me engaged in real estate is what similar keeps me here engaged is it's ever changing. Every day is similar, but it's
Hmm.
not the same. It's
A
new
little
customers,
different.
new need. It's a new something happened, and a little bit of controlled chaos, and I love it all.
Yeah, I love houses. My dad's always like, you should be a realtor. I'm like, I don't want the details. I just want to tour the house. Like,
I
I
know.
just want to be able to look at the house.
Maybe me too.
Yeah, I'm like, but can I just be like a professional like house tour? And I always say on here, I watch House Hunters like to fall asleep because it's
Oh,
so
yeah.
mindless. But I'm like, it's just fun. I'm like,
Oh, I
you
watch
get,
the Housewives because that's just like their lives are so completely different than
yeah,
mine, and I'm like, how are you affording that $40,000 Birkin bag? And I'm like
right,
trying
right.
to pay for lacrosse,
And I'm
but
going to Target and it's $65.
yeah.
What is the most relaxing part of your day?
Oh, um, uh, mm. Is there any? Um,
None when you go to sleep, right?
Probably in that last 10 to 15 minutes, whenever I know all my kids are in bed and their eyes
Mm,
are shut, and I can just kind of decompress in my own way,
yes.
and then I fall asleep at 10 o'clock.
Yep, 10 o'clock, man. Yeah, I'm like a 9:15, 9:30. Not in the summer. Summer Kristen is a little more 10 o'clock, but
Yeah,
during the
I
year, I'm
think
like,
that last like 15 minutes of the day when all of my little humans have found their
yes.
peace,
It's like everything is like all is well.
safe in their beds, and the phone has stopped going off, and it's this, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I find the older I get, the more like I was talking to my husband the other night, and he's like, you literally fell asleep mid-sentence. I'm like, I'm tired.
You're
He's
with
like, okay. I was like, I'm just tired. It's like, okay. I was like, sorry. And last question, what do you love most about life?
that is ever changing. I don't know.
Depends on the day.
Yeah, I don't know. You just got to go with the flow and enjoy. And my dad always had this saying, enjoy the day, because
I
today will
like
end,
that.
tomorrow will begin, and it keeps you in perspective. In my opinion, it keeps you humble, because whatever challenges you face today, you will go to bed and you'll wake up tomorrow,
There'll be something else.
something else. So you
Yeah.
just enjoy enjoy it, because
Enjoy.
you don't know how long you're going to have it, and invest time in people that want to invest time in you.
I like that. I like that a lot. My mom always says, don't wish your life away. Because when I was younger, I'd be like, oh, I wish I were 25. And she's like, but
Right.
don't do that. Like, enjoy where you are right
Enjoy,
now. And I'm like,
enjoy.
same idea. Like,
It's just easy peasy. Enjoy the day.
yeah, she's like, you'll get there, but don't wish to move 7 years ahead. Or I'm like, oh, okay, mom.
I know,
Mom's
but I
no,
think when we were little, we just wanted to grow up.
yes.
But
And
now
now
that
we're
you're,
like, don't do it. It's a trap, kids. Don't grow up. Stay
it's
young.
easy forever. But yeah,
I like that forever. All right. Well, Erica, thank you so much for joining me and
thank
sharing
you.
such important information about water safety, swimming confidence, and making the summer water days fun for families. Learning how to swim can truly be a life-saving skill, as we discussed. And I know that this conversation will help so many parents feel more prepared as they head to the pool or the beach this summer. And listeners can find you at Big Blue Swim School in Paoli, and then we'll link all
Yep,
of your other neighboring schools. And your website is just Big Blue Swim School.
yep. Big Blue Swim School, well, Paoli, Fairless Hills, Cherry Hill, or Springfield. But
Okay. And again, we'll link. And
yeah,
then Instagram, Big Blue Swim School, and
yep.
all the
And then
locations as well.
underscore whatever location. But
Okay, got it. And thanks for listening to Mom's Work. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with a friend. And as always, follow Mom's Work podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and now YouTube for more conversations about motherhood. Erica, thank you so much for being here today.
thank you so much, Kristen. This was wonderful.
So fun.
Thank you.